Well, good morning. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to make your vlogs a little more cinematic for free without trying to sell you a course. All right, first things first, I think we need to clear the air on the term cinematic. And to me, cinematic on YouTube and cinematic vlogs is a different meaning than the standard film term cinematic. So to me, a cinematic vlog is one that just takes more time and effort on your shots, sound design, and editing. I'm not no film snob saying, oh, you have to film in 24p for it to be cinematic, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I shoot in 4K 30, 4K 60. It is what it is. The main point I just wanted to get across is, to me, a cinematic vlog is one that just takes more time, pride, and effort on your overall vlog production. Now that we got that out of the way, let me give you some tips on how you can achieve that. All right, number one from me is one of the most important ones, I think, and it just takes a couple extra seconds. Please guys, take the time to properly line up your shots. Use the rule of thirds grid. For those who don't know what it is, it's these lines on your camera and you just use that to properly line up your shots. It'll divide your screen into 9 equal sections, and if you just line things up on those lines or intersections, you're gonna get a more well-balanced and dynamic shot. And trust me when I say this, it's just these little things that our brain subliminally picks up on. It's gonna appreciate a well-balanced and equal shot versus one that isn't. And it just takes a couple extra seconds to line up the shots. I'll pull out my phone here and show you how I lined up this frame. So as you can see, we got the lines. This line is on the tree, the intersection is on the bench, and it's touching the bench there. Also, the line is lined up on the top of the building, and to me, it's a perfectly framed shot, and it just makes a world of a difference, and it just takes a couple extra seconds to line things up. All right. Tip number 2, use lots of unique shots, angles, and B-roll to make your vlogs a little more cinematic. Yes, a vlog is a documentation of your day or experiences, but it gets a little boring and repetitive when it's just talking head and pointed at my face. So if you want to make your vlogs a little more cinematic, get creative and artistic with it. Use a wide angle shot, a zoomed in shot, a creative style shot, put some sequences together. And now I do have some tools that I use every day, like filters, lights, cool tripods to make my shots a little more cinematic, and I'll share that with you when we get back home to the studio. All right, number 3 for me is another big one, but this one takes place in the edit. I think one of the keys to curating a certain feeling or cinematic vibe is through music and sound design. I've personally been using Epidemic Sound for the last 5+ years for all my music and SFX. I highly recommend this platform for non-copyrighted YouTube music. I'll put a link down in the description and a pinned comment for a free 30-day trial to Epidemic Sound, so definitely check that out if you're looking for a new platform. But with that being said, let's dive into this edit and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay guys, well here we are in Final Cut, and I'm going to give you some quick little examples of what I mean when I say sound design and music can really create that certain feel or vibe. So here's the intro sequence that I made. You got this nice cinematic score with some violins, you got some SFX. I'll mute the music. You hear the river going, you hear some birds in the background. Coming up here you can hear my footsteps in the ground. You know, and it gives that nice cinematic feeling. So now I took those exact same clips and put it behind some other music, and it has a vibe, but it's definitely not cinematic. Check this out. You know, so like I said, There's a vibe there, but it's not cinematic, and it's more so some weird commercial or something. So like I was saying, music and SFX just plays a huge role, and you could really curate any kind of feeling, emotion, or vibe through sound. Tip number 4, if you want those beautiful cinematic colors, it's best to shoot during golden hour. For those who don't know, golden hour is the hour after sunrise and the hour before sunset, and that's when you're gonna get those immaculate, beautiful cinematic colors, and it's definitely worth it. For example, this morning, 6:45, I scraped ice off my car and missioned out just to get those shots because I knew they would look better during golden hour. And you got to put in that little extra work to shoot during golden hour. You might have to wake up a little extra early, but it's definitely worth it, and you're never disappointed with the colors. And speaking about colors, the next step is color grading. And I don't have any LUTs for sale, and I'm not going to teach you how to color grade, but I just want to show you the difference it can make. So here's before uncolor graded footage, and here's some after color graded footage. Once again, some before and after, and as you can tell, it really does make a big difference. But the thing when it comes to color grading, it's all preference. I know some people love my colors, some people hate my colors, but all that matters is that I like them. And I'm always changing, I'm always evolving, and I'm always trying to color grade a little differently, so it's a never-ending process for me. Definitely dial in and figure out how to color grade to achieve that cinematic look. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into a little bit of bonus stuff and some gear I use to achieve some cinematic shots. Number 1 is a nice diffusion filter. I personally got a 1/4 black diffusion, and this one is also a polarizer combined, but I love mist filters and diffusion filters. It gives that nice bloom and glow around the lights, and it just gives it a nice softer cinematic feel. Highly suggest getting one. I'll link these all down in the description if you want to check out any of this gear. Do it through the link in the description because it helps support this channel as well. The next one is this little newer magic arm, and this thing is super cool for creative shots and angles. You could just clamp this on anything. I've clamped it on the front of my car to get those outside driving shots. I'll show you an example here. I put it on my dresser, pulling out my underwear, and it's attached to the drawer, which is super cool. You can attach this to pretty much anything, and it is a super cool little tool. Next is a good wireless mic, because when you're vlogging, you know, holding the camera, talking to camera, it doesn't really feel that cinematic. So sometimes it's nice to frame a proper shot, step back away, and you can still get good audio with a wireless mic. Right now on my camera, I'm running the newer CM28 Pro, and this thing is awesome. It's not the same quality as the DJI mini mics. That's what I was using for my DJI Pocket 3, but I don't have a receiver for it, so I can't use those mics right now on my new camera. So I'm running these, a cheaper option, and they're definitely pretty good. As you guys can tell from the audio today, everything's been filmed on the newer CM28 Pros. Next thing is just a bunch of different lights. Right here, I got this little cool little light, the newer FL10, a nice little kind of ring light. You could put different patterns on it like this, and it gives it a cool little design. This thing's pretty unique. In the corner up there, I got another little newer cube light, and honestly, I'm just realizing I have a lot of newer products, which I absolutely love. They're great. Now, they have sent me some products throughout the years. Some of them I have purchased, but all these I would purchase again, and I highly recommend. So definitely check out all this gear down in the description. I think this is the point where I'm just gonna kind of wrap up this vlog. I've been making a little bit more tutorials on vlogging because I have a big announcement coming very soon. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, because I'm gonna be making some daily vlogs, baby.